is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video on sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over the NBA games for Wednesday, June 16th, 2021. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I'm picking in these games, you'll have to join my Patreon. My picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. I wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the games. We have Game 5 for the Hawks and the Sixers, and we have Game 5 for the Clippers and the Jazz. On this side of the screen right here is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian and Hebrew calendar. On this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers. These are numbers for the game. Away team up top. This is their season record, their postseason record, their coach's record. In the middle here is the head-to-head all-time between these two teams, postseason and for the year. And then at the bottom here is the home team, their season record, their postseason record, their coach's record. Up top here is just some info. This is Game 5. It's tied, so either one of these teams is going to go either 3-2 or 2-3 against the other. And this is the 61st NBA playoff game. I don't know what the home team record is just yet, just because I'm recording this video before Tuesday's game is finished. This next game for the Hawks and the Sixers, Game 6, would be the 64th NBA playoff game for this year. Alright, so we got the series tied 2-2 as the Sixers got their 222nd loss postseason, 2-2-2. The same thing hit for the Clippers and Jazz. They went 2-2 as I believe the Clippers coach got his 222nd all-time win. We'll look at that here in a second. But for this one, Game 5, have some interesting numbers here. So if we're going to look towards the Sixers in this one, you can say, well, it's the 61st NBA playoff game. Sixers can get their 34th home win for the season. 34 sums to 61, 61st NBA playoff game. It also sums to 56, and the Sixers would be getting their 56th win for the season as they get their 34th home win in the 61st NBA playoff game. It is the 167th day of the Gregorian year. 167 is the 39th prime number. The Sixers can become 9-3, like 93 against the Hawks postseason all time. On the Hawks side, they would be 3-9, like 39. Again, the 167th day on the Gregorian, the 39th prime number. Hawks, they would get their 35th loss for the season as Sixers become 5-3, like 53 on their side, head-to-head for the season. On the Hawks side, they would be 3-5, like 35, as they get their 35th loss. And in reference to 53, 53 is the 16th prime. It is the 16th day of June, so that can go in the Sixers' favor. It is the 6th day of the 4th month on the Hebrew religious, like 64. Either one of these teams can become 6-4 postseason this year with a loss. So with the loss, Hawks could become 6-4, or Sixers can become 6-4. It just depends on which side you're taking and which side actually goes. What else? 61, the 18th prime. 56. 26. I guess going along with the 16, them being 5-3, they could become 5-3 like the 16th prime as Hawks get their 35th loss. Sixers coach, he can get his 98th all-time postseason win for his career. And 98 sums to 136, the 16th triangular number. It also sums to 53. And also sums to 64. So 98 has a lot of different numbers going for it. Let's just go ahead and mark it dark blue to go with the other 53. Because 98 sums to 53, it sums to 64, 6th day of the 4th month. On the Hebrew, like 64. So there's a couple little trinkets here for the Sixers. If we're going to look towards the Hawks to win this game, we kind of look at the same number, the 61, kind of like how we did for the 34 down here with the Sixers. 61st NBA playoff game. Hawks can get their 48th win for the season. 48, as you can guess, sums to 61. And if they were to do that, the Hawks would become 4-8 head-to-head against the Sixers, like 48, as they get their 48th win for the season. And the Sixers would get their 223rd postseason loss, which is the 48th prime number. So an interesting 48 pattern there going in favor of the Hawks. 223, the 48th prime number. Yeah, so they get their 48th win. And they can sit on 34 losses. So instead of Sixers getting their 34th home win, Hawks can sit on 34 losses for the season. 34 sums to 61. 48 sums to 61. It's the 61st NBA playoff game. They could become 4-8, like 48 head-to-head against the Sixers postseason. And then they can give Sixers their 223rd postseason loss, the 48th prime number. It is a day with 27 date numerology on the Gregorian. Sixers could just go ahead and get their 27th loss for the season. And the Hawks coach, he can become 24-39 postseason with the win. It being the 167th day of the Gregorian. The 39th prime, he can sit on that 39. But 24 also sums to 167. So he can become 24-39 potentially with the win. And Hawks are known for the number 44. They've had a few different times where it hit for them. Atlanta Hawks sums to 193, the 44th prime number. And they can tie 4-4, like 44 head-to-head against the Sixers for the season with the win. So those are some numbers there for both sides. As you can see, you can make a case for both sides. I definitely suggest adding more on top of this if needed. I'm just hitting highlights really quick. I didn't want to make this video too long. Just kind of hitting highlights for you guys. Hopefully it helps. But let's go on to the next game. We've got the Clippers and the Jazz. So let's start with the home team, Jazz. The Jazz are going to win this game. Yeah, they're same. They're tied. 62nd NBA playoff game. Game 6 will be their 65th. Yeah, so Jazz, if they're going to win this game, they can get their 59th win for this season. Today does have 63, or excuse me, today has 43 date numerology on the Gregorian. 43 sums to 59. 27 date numerology on the Gregorian. 27 sums to 53. Clippers can sit on 53 wins for the season with the loss, as Jazz become 5-3, like 53 head-to-head against the Clippers for the season. Jazz would get their 122nd all-time head-to-head win against the Clippers to go with, and 53 sums to 122 and 59. Jazz get that 59th win as they get that 122 as they sit on that 53. Plenty of connection there for it to happen. What else? Jazz can get their 36th home win, a reflection of 63 date numerology on the Gregorian. What else? Clippers can sit on 59 postseason wins with the loss to go with Jazz getting their 59th win. There's potential there. Jazz can get their 36th home win as they sit on 151 postseason losses. 151 is the 36th prime number. And Clippers get that 31st loss as their coach gets his 134th all-time loss, as Jazz get their 134th all-time postseason win. 31 sums to 134. Also sums to 53. 53-31 would be their record. So those are some pretty good numbers for Jazz for sure. If we're going to look for the Clippers to win this game, they potentially have a 75 ritual going on for them. I kind of like it too. It is the 75th NBA season this year. Clippers can become 7-5 for the playoffs this year with a win, as they sit on 75 postseason losses to go with. And 75 sums to 53. It also sums to 152. And Jazz can get their 152nd postseason loss, as Clippers sit on 75 postseason losses as they become 7-5 for the postseason this year, which is the 75th NBA season. Today does have 63 date numerology on the Gregorian. 63 does sum to 54 in 2 of the 4 base ciphers. Clippers could get their 54th win for the season to go with. It is the 271st day of the Hebrew Civil, which is the 58th prime number. 271, 58th prime number. And Jazz could continue to sit on 58 wins for the season with a loss. They would get their 24th loss for the season. 24 sums to 167. Today is the 167th day on the Gregorian. And Jazz would get their 89th all-time head-to-head loss against the Clippers to go with. 89 is the 24th prime number. And between the two teams, Jazz is the only one that can go 6-4 postseason with a loss. Today is the 6th day of the 4th month on the Hebrew religious. 6/4, like 64. And then Clippers could become 4-4 head-to-head against the Jazz for the season. And 44 sums to 54. They'd be picking up their 54th win as they do it. As the 4 seed. For the 4 seed, can have them go 4-4 for the season. And it is the Jazz coach's 44th postseason game. So there are some numbers for Clippers. There are some numbers for Jazz. There are some numbers for Sixers. There are some numbers for Hawks. Hopefully this video helps. I definitely appreciate you guys watching. I hope you win all your picks, all your bets. I hope you win as much money as you want. And thanks again.